Hello and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing well and staying safe. You join me in I would say sunny, but I don't know where the sun has gone. It's a little bit MIA and I don't know what is going on with the weather because it certainly doesn't feel like June. However, I'm now 1 week post-op from the surgery I had last week, and touch wood, things seem to be going fairly well. On Monday I went for my sort of first dressing change, and my consultant was a bit concerned that there might be an infection, so I was started on some antibiotics. But I went for a dressing change last night and it doesn't look like there is any sign of infection. So that is good, because on Monday it was looking like, obviously I had to stop my anti-TNF injections prior to my surgery, and I've not been able to restart those yet, but so I must have been off those for probably getting on for 4 weeks now. And obviously that has meant that my immune system that is normally suppressed has sort of flared up, and so have all my joints. But it did mean though that if I did get an infection, then obviously my immune system would be a bit more up and running. So as of last night, still finished the course of the antibiotics, but it did mean that I could start my Humira injections, so that is good. So had my first one back on it last night, and hopefully I should see an improvement in sort of my joints fairly quickly. So where are we? 1 week. So I'm still wearing, I don't know whether you can see this, I will try. I've still got my binder on, well, I can stand back, and that basically just goes from here down to here, and that's to protect my wound. So I've still got to wear this, and probably wear this for about 6 weeks, and it does mean that when I'm walking, I'm sort of having to walk scrunched, which, somebody with joint pain, that is slightly problematic, but I can stand up a little bit more. Sorry, I've just sat really skewiff now. How's that? So because I'm having to walk sort of like this, it is putting more pressure on my lower back. I'm pointing to my lower back, but obviously you can't see that. And sort of my whole posture. So that is somewhat problematic. And also because I've not been on my anti-TNF injections, and also because I've got the binder on to protect my wound. I can't do any of my normal sort of lower back stretches. And obviously as somebody with AS, doing my stretches daily is a way to try and reduce my pain and keep my movement up. So I can do my stretches like my shoulders, and I can do sort of things with my neck in a sort of sitting, standing position, but obviously really restricted by what I can do. And my pain levels from my operation are all right. You know, I do get like sharp twinges ever so often, but I'm just carrying on with really sort of paracetamol and just trying to manage that way. I'm trying to be up and about as much as I can, just pottering around the house. Obviously I haven't gone anywhere yet, and I probably won't do for another week. What day are we on today? Friday. So in terms of how it's affected my AS, yeah, it's been quite difficult, as any surgery would be for anybody, but I think where it is and what it's stopped me doing has been quite difficult. But I think long term, I'm hoping that I will be able to have a bit more core stability, and that will help my, especially like my lower back, and just my general posture. So it will be worth it in the end. It's just getting through this. Maybe I think I'm over the worst of it, she says, probably cursing it, but I think it's definitely, you know, on the upside. And Ben has been amazing. He's sort of taken over cooking and doing all bits and bobs, so that has been, you know, a massive support. So I can just sort of sit and stand and poodle so whilst I recover. So I'm hoping, you know, it's obviously the weekend and, you know, I'll be slightly back to, I always say normal Susan, but that's probably a little bit optimistic. Back to getting round and about and then venturing out. And yeah, do you know, I feel a bit anxious about going out, and it's almost like after, obviously most of last year I spent shielding, and then when I was allowed out, it was like, oh, you know, I don't know why, was it people, places? So I'm a little bit anxious. So I think the sooner I can even just go out for maybe like a walk, go around to maybe my mum and dad's, I think that would be good, because what I don't want to do is then my anxiety take over and then I not want to go anywhere when I can, because that's obviously not good for my anxiety and my mental health. So I'll be looking forward to getting a little bit more back of my routine. Fingers crossed. So yeah, so from a COVID point of view, obviously our sort of release from lockdown has been delayed and probably will be delayed until the middle of July, but that doesn't really affect me because it's not as though I was going out and about partying and all the things that normal people do. But what I am looking forward to is when we can have more people over, because obviously we moved house in November and nobody, apart from a very few people, have actually been round. So it would be nice to have a bit of a delayed housewarming get together with our friends. And it's my dad's birthday and my birthday coming up, so I'm going to have my family over, and it would be nice if the sun comes out and we can have a bit of a barbecue and a bit of a get together. So that is good. We also have a family photo shoot coming up, which we bought for my mum's birthday last year, so last April, with a view, obviously at that point we couldn't do anything. So we've got that arranged for July, so that's probably in 2 weeks. And that would be really nice to have some photos of us all together. And then I'm on the countdown now for our next holiday, which is August bank holiday, and we're going back to Centre Parks just with 3 of us, and Holly's bringing a friend, which will be really nice for her because obviously we're just not very exciting and, you know, a little bit old. So really looking forward to that, and I'll do a few more sort of getting organised for Centre Parks because that just came around really quickly last time, so I'm going to try and be a bit more organised. So that is me. Things are going all right, I think, touch wood. And yeah, you know, I'm not regretting having the surgery done at all. It was one of those things, you know, as I said in my last video, that, you know, do I have it done now before I have any sort of serious problems, or do I wait? And I just thought, no, I thought the best thing for me to do was to have it done while I was reasonably well, whilst COVID was reasonably stable, and just have a bit more control. So yeah, I think it's just going to take a little bit of time to recover, and, you know, I need to allow myself that time. But yeah, I think, you know, we're doing all right. One thing that is concerning me is, and I don't know whether anybody can relate to this, but I've developed like bumps on my feet, like they're almost like blisters. And I don't know what is causing them, and, you know, and I know you shouldn't do Dr. Google, but what seems to be coming up is that it's like an autoimmune type thing, which does make sense because obviously I have 2 autoimmune conditions already. And yeah, it's just really frustrating in the fact that they are painful, but also they're really itchy. and they literally are like blisters, kind of blisters, but not blisters, if you know what I mean. But I think I'm putting off doing anything about those because, quite frankly, I don't want another autoimmune condition, because that's just, I don't know whether, it's just like something else. So I'm just sort of putting up with it at the moment, but it is getting to the point where I'm probably going to have to go and do something about it, or at least get somebody to look at it that, you know, is actually qualified. But there we go. So yeah, so it's a bit of a more positive week this week, and I hope wherever you are, you know, things are looking a little brighter, even though the weather is obviously didn't get that memo. So I will leave you for now, and I just stay safe and take care of yourselves, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.